Hello, this is Christiane Piano, and welcome to your Reset Reflection. This week's reflection is on what if. What if is a question that pops up in the human mind more often than one may even be aware. So before going into what if and how to play with the reflection that can become possible with what if, let's take a look at what it is to have a human mind. We human beings have this incredible ability to think, to reflect, to create, just to name a few. And having a human mind is challenging because it is constantly scanning the environment that we live in and attempting to keep us safe. So as we go about living our lives, it's working diligently in the background, trying to keep us safe. And this is one of its many functions. The challenge is all of the memories, all of the experiences stored in the human mind have to do with our past experience. So anything that's happening at present is being filtered through the lens of past experience. So you may have noticed that you have repeating patterns in your life. And you may have become curious as to why that is. Well, your human mind is doing just what it does. It's attempting to have you avoid anything that you've done in the past that has made you uncomfortable, things you didn't like, and it also supports us in identifying when actually there is danger present and we need to keep ourselves safe. But in this episode, I won't be talking about the actual danger when we actually do need to protect ourselves. I'm speaking about possibly perceived danger when we, on some level, know that we're not in danger, yet we're experiencing the idea of danger in our body minds. So if you take a moment and pause and just think about, in your experience of life, how often do you notice that your mind is taking a look at something that's not in your daily experience of reality that you think should be, or something that is that you think should not be? And when this occurs, we have a reaction in our whole body mind. You may notice physical sensations like your heart begins to beat. You may notice that you're challenged in breathing. You may be aware that a particular emotion is present, like fear, trepidation, sadness, to name a few. You may notice that your posture changes. You may even be aware that your breathing changes. So along with these thoughts that have to do with some kind of a knot, we also experience a stuckness physically. So, when you are going through your daily life, if you take moments to ask yourself, how am I doing? You pause and you reflect and you observe. You observe what is in your experience. And from what you observe that's in your experience, you can gain some insight. Insight into what? Well, into what you're experiencing and whether you want to be driven by what you're experiencing or not. And often these experiences are habitual. We're very familiar with them. But on some level, we don't pay attention, especially when we're running about in our busy lives, fast-paced, habitual mode. But when we can pause and reflect, when we have some clarity on what is actually unfolding, then there is an opportunity. An opportunity to take action. So, here we come to what if. If you think about it, when you don't take action on something, what stops you? Perhaps the context is trying on something new. A desire perhaps to break out of a routine. A desire to begin an inward journey and taking a look within your inner landscape. A desire maybe to slow down. Or perhaps a want and a need to have a challenging conversation. To ask for something. Going for that job or that opportunity. So if you want to think about something that you would like to take action on, but you find yourself stopped and you're in the waiting place, the non-action place, think about something that's relevant to you. Now, also take a moment and just notice what your habitual reaction is when you hear someone contact you, whether it's by voice, through a phone call, vocal message, an email, a text, in which you receive the communication that goes something like this. We need to talk. Where does your mind go? Well, usually the mind will go towards, oh no, what's wrong? What have I done wrong? Am I in trouble? It'll have a particular flavor in your own mind. We never think, oh my goodness, I wonder what wonderful thing this person has to share with me. It's just the mind doing what it does. Prepping you, preparing you for the worst. If you want to try something different, you may stop yourself by thinking, what if I fail? What if I fall? What if I don't succeed? What if I receive a no? But what if you don't? What if you do receive a yes? What if you do get that new job? What if you do succeed? What if you do learn something new? What if you discover just how resilient you are? You see, when we have clarity on what we would like for ourselves in our lives, clarity on your values are present moment driven, and they're related to how you would like to behave. So here it's important, as always, to start small. Because even when you have clarity, you're aware of what you would like to grow in the garden of your life. The demands of life can pull you in many directions. You see, the primitive mind doesn't care what you want, what your values are, or your visions are. Often, if you think about it and just take a look at the thoughts that come up with what if, it can seem like the mind is completely opposed to whatever you're desiring to grow in your life. Say, for example, you would like to try out acting or become an actress. Your mind will do everything to keep you off that stage. So the question becomes do I have a desire to pursue my freedom, to create the garden in my life that I envision for myself? Or do I want to play it safe? Safe is comfortable. And when you choose the path of freedom, the path of moving beyond what you've discovered yet thus far in your life, there will be an experience of discomfort. The question is will you ride the wave of discomfort? What will you use to support yourself to ride the wave of discomfort? So you see, you're not ignoring the discomfort. You're not pushing it away, pushing it down. You're recognizing the experience of discomfort. Whatever emotions are available, whatever physical sensations are present, whatever the breath is like, you're available and aware, and you see it. And when you see it, you can then move forward step by step and slowly release all the attachments to any outcome. In a way, you suspend the what if, and you take steps, and you're able to be with all as is. And then you go from there. Now, I'm not implying that this is easy nor challenging. With anything that's new, it takes practice. And the more you put it into practice, the more clarity you will gain, the more resilience, and the more awareness that you really can take small steps every day, driven by whatever you value for yourself in your life right now. And it's definitely more satisfying because you will discover so much about yourself and the world. So, if you find yourself stopped by a what if you find yourself stopped by some level of discomfort in your experience, perhaps take a moment, pause and observe. You may even want to write down your observations. Gain some insight, and then choose action steps and begin, starting small, until one day all those small little action steps lead to a huge shift. We don't decide what our growth will look like, nor what or when. It will unfold as. But when we take action steps with clarity and we support ourselves through riding the wave of discomfort, a whole new reality begins to unfold. So, I hope you found this supportive. As always, I love to hear from you on what resonated. Feel free to like or follow so more people have access to this conversation.